everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a homeschooling video for you guys, and this time of year especially, I know that I am thinking ahead to next school year, and I've already noticed just based on I can look back at my channel analytics and see like which videos are more popular, and I've already started to notice a trend in my homeschooling videos being higher and higher on the list of my most popular videos on my channel. And I think that's just because, like me, so many of you guys are researching curriculum either for right now or thinking ahead for this coming school year for fall 2021. So I actually got two homeschooling videos to film for you today, and they're both from the same company. I love Evan Moor. We use so many of their things still, and we've used so many of their things in the past. And I just feel like as a company, they have such great variety of different workbooks and resources. They're very, very affordable, and everything that I've used I have really enjoyed. I love how it's straightforward, open and go, simple, and it makes my homeschooling life really, really easy. So today I'm sharing with you their two vocabulary curriculums that I have used personally. And one of them is newer to me. The other one I've used, I think this is for 2 years. And that is a word a day. So I'm going to be basically going over both of these workbooks and how they are similar and how they're different, and give you some close-ups of the insides of the books so you can get an idea, because I know sometimes when you're looking on their website, you're like, well, great, there's two vocabulary books. How do I know which one's for me? So hopefully this video will give you all the information you need, kind of let you make your own decision, the pros and the cons, and that way you can move forward in, if one of them is for you, which one should you choose? Starting with a word a day, because that is the one I've used the longest. And I've got some notes here, so I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So a word a day is 36 weekly units. There are 144 words that your child is going to be learning out of the a word a day workbook. The teacher's manual, which is this one, is $24, and the student workbook is $8. You don't have to have the student workbook because there are student pages in, I don't even want to call it a teacher's manual because there's really not a lot of teaching involved, but there are worksheets that your child is going to be working through, and they are in this book. So technically this is the only book that you need, but in general I really like to get the student workbooks from Evan Moor because they are inexpensive, and it's nice that I have my copy and I don't have to be like hovering over my daughter's shoulder. She can work in her book, I can be looking in mine and seeing exactly what she's seeing without having to share. So for me, it's worth the extra $8 to get the student workbook, but you definitely don't have to. But basically, everything is set up in weeks. There are 4 words per week that your child is going to be learning, and each word has its own little card like this. So of course it shows you the word, the part of speech that it is, it gives you the definition, it gives you an example, and then it has like a little tiny activity. So like for the word ovation, it says, in which of these places might you give an ovation? And then they're supposed to choose, you know, one of the options that would be somewhere that would be an ovation. And then it says, when was the last time you gave an ovation? So very, very simple, straightforward, that you're working with the words each day. And on the 5th day, you have basically an oral review that you'll go over with your child, and then they will have a review to fill in, which is basically what you can use for testing if you want to keep grades. And even if you don't, you can get an idea of what words they've actually retained and which ones they didn't. So when we were using this, every single day that my daughter would get a new word, we would get like a word strip and add it to our word wall so she could see the words throughout the week. And then she also had a vocabulary notebook that she would write the definition, she would write the word, she basically would rewrite what it says here, like the part of speech that it is. She would write her own example sentence using the word, and then there was also a little box for her to draw a picture of what the word meant to her in her mind. So if the word was ovation, she might draw, you know, a musician and everybody standing up clapping or something. So that was a really great way to give her extra practice on top of this, because this is very simple, very straightforward, very basic, which can be a good thing. But if not, and you feel like you want your child to have a little bit more practice working with the words, then you can definitely add things as you see fit. Teacher's instruction, there really is very, very little instruction for you to do it all. Basically, if your child can read, you don't necessarily even have to do anything with them every day if you don't want to. They can read the card, about the word and everything, and the only thing you would really have to do to help them is to walk them through the review on the 5th day. So this can be, you can be as involved as you want with this, but there's not a whole lot of involvement to be had, if you know what I mean. So that is one reason why we are trying another Evan Moor vocabulary curriculum. We just started it at the end of 5th grade, and I'm planning to continue it through 6th grade, because I was finding that she was needing a little bit more help with using the words in the correct context. I wasn't there enough to walk her through and give her examples and help her kind of talk through the word and how it's used and some ways you might use it in context. So that is why we opted to try the daily academic vocabulary, because it is a little bit more teacher intensive, and I'll show you why in a minute. So a word a day at $24. The daily academic vocabulary is $30, and the student book is $8 again. So again, you don't have to have the student workbook, but I do find it really useful. She does have the student workbook, and then I have my teacher's manual here. So there are 36 weekly units in this one as well, but there are 96 words in this versus 144 in the A Word a Day curriculum. So as far as the format goes, it's fairly the same as far as you have 4 new words every single week. And then you have a review on the 5th day. What I like about this in comparison to A Word a Day is all of this is teaching, instruction, and examples for me. Whereas the other one, the A Word a Day, doesn't have that. So for example, for day 1, the word vary as a verb, and it tells, you know, the definition, and then it tells me things we can discuss. It gives me some example questions I can ask her. So it's really getting me involved and helping her kind of think through the word and how it's used in context. So far I have found that to be helpful for her. And then you have a review on the 5th day. So, and this is an example of the review. So she is answering the questions, and then she's writing a sentence at the bottom using the word in context. So you have a review every single week, but there are also 4 cumulative reviews scattered throughout the book. So the first one that you're gonna run into is on week 9. You're gonna find a cumulative review of weeks 1 through 8. So all the words that you have learned in weeks 1 through 8, you're gonna review in week 9. So there are 5 days of review during that review week. And you've got a mixture of activities. You've got some fill in the blanks. You've got a crossword here. Just using all the words in different ways. And so I like that. I like that you're reviewing every week, but then you're also going back every so many lessons and doing a cumulative review. I think that's kind of exciting, and we haven't hit that week 9 yet, so we haven't done a cumulative review yet. But I like that that option is there, and I know that it's coming. So hopefully you can see that the daily academic vocabulary is a little bit more teacher intensive. I still wouldn't say that it's incredibly teacher or time intensive. It takes maybe 10 minutes per day at most so far to do vocabulary, versus the A Word a Day when I did literally nothing except for on review days. She did everything on her own. So 2 kind of polar opposites, but even with the daily academic vocabulary, it's still very straightforward. Everything's written out for me. It's organized. There's answer keys in the back of both. So it makes my life easy. It just really depends on how independent your child is and how much work or help, how much help that you find that they need to be able to understand the words, what they mean, and then also how to use them in context. So obviously that's up to you. You know your child best. But those are the 2 different vocabulary workbooks that Evan Moor offers. I hope this video was helpful. I will link both of these books for you in the description box. I cannot say enough good things about Evan Moor. I don't think I have met a book that they have made that I haven't liked. Obviously I've got favorites, but we use them for spelling, we use them for geography, we've used them for grammar, we use them for writing currently. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to check out my description box for my homeschooling playlist. I'll go ahead and link that for you as well. Every homeschooling video I've made in the past almost 8 years is in that playlist. So there's tons of review videos. There are homeschool mom day in the life videos. There's curriculum reviews, homeschool room tours, tons of stuff in that playlist. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you subscribe before you head out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.